So it's an honor to introduce our last speaker, Nico Merritt, who has been the organizer of Coppa Community Connection in Newport, also an active organizer with this, and a woman who has proven to be a powerhouse when it comes to school justice and centering black life in Newport. So the African American community inside Rhode Island is divided between two places, Providence being one and the other one is Newport. And it actually has, I believe, the second oldest African American mutual aid society in the country is there. Nico is part of a tradition of radical black activism, and she carries the torch high, and she speaks to it, and so I'd like to welcome her and invite you to do the same.
Good afternoon, Providence. Okay, so I wanted to start off with an excerpt of a speech that Dr. King delivered as he accepted the John Dewey Award from the United Federation of Teachers. The walling off of Negroes from equal education is a part of the historical design to submerge him in second-class status. Therefore, as Negroes have struggled to be free, they have had to fight for the opportunity for a decent education. Here we are 54 years later in 2018, and not much has changed. We are still in that fight. Segregation has gone and been replaced with zero-tolerance policies, the school-to-prison pipeline, and unjust systems that create the achievement gap. Dr. King goes on to say, the richest nation on earth has never allocated enough resources to build sufficient schools, to compensate adequately its teachers, and to surround them with the prestige our work justifies. We squander funds on highways, on the frenetic pursuit of recreation, on the overabundance of overkill armament, but we pauperize education. Did you all hear that? I want to say that again for the people in the back. The richest nation on earth has never allocated enough resources to build sufficient schools, to compensate adequately its teachers, and to surround them with the prestige our work justifies. We squander funds on highways, on the frenetic pursuit of recreation, on the overabundance of overkill armament, but we pauperize education. We as a community see that not much has changed, and we can no longer leave it up to others to properly educate our children in the pursuit of equity. I'd like to end with a call to action. At the March for Racial Justice, we say that it's not about the walk, it's about the work. I challenge you as a community, as parents, as educators, as students, to use your voice in actions to create change. We need to demand it because opportunities will not be given to us. History shows that. If you're a parent, guardian, or caregiver, go to the schools, request a meeting with your child's teacher, make your presence known. Talk to your child and ask how they are doing so you know what they need. When you are able, supplement their education with homeschooling. We all know the quality and things we have learned and that are being taught in schools is not an accurate reporting of history, and it's not with a cultural lens. It is one-sided. It doesn't encourage or inspire our children. Let's work to change that. And to all of us, even if you don't have children, if your children are out of school, get to know the teachers, the administrators, the decision makers, your tax dollars to contribute to schools. You have a right to demand the best education for all children. Get to know the ones that decide on the policies, like the school committee, the city council, their websites to show agendas, meeting minutes, and sometimes videos. For some, it's an election year. I know in Newport it's an election year, and we want to let them know that we're watching. It will be your chance to vote out the ones who are not working towards equity. Do you all realize that one of the core reasons for the civil rights movement was to secure the right to vote? Exercise your right to vote for people who decide on your children's education. And finally, I want to leave you with a quote. Dr. King had a speech, Dr. King's work, Why We Can't Wait. For years now, I have heard that the word wait. It rings in the ear of every Negro with piercing familiarity. This wait has almost always meant never. We must come to see with our distinguished jurists that justice too long delayed is justice denied. Don't wait any longer. Do something. We've got a lot of work to do.